In this week's BlizzPro Weekly, Blizzard releases several new products at San Diego Comic-Con, Proving Grounds hits patch 5.4 PTR, Season 2 of the WCS is in full swing, Diablo III Console Edition is having a pre-order sale, and why should we support the Diablo III community team's efforts? Hey everybody, welcome to the newest episode of BlizzPro Weekly. As always, I'm your host with the fantastic beard, Chris Arnone, in full swing in Kansas City Fringe Festival this week, but it's awesome. If you're in KC, awesome performing arts stuff, music, galleries, theater, burlesque, everything all over town this week. It's a great time. But let's talk about a different town right now with San Diego, all right? Now, a couple weeks ago, we talked about Blizzard going to San Diego Comic-Con, how they had some exclusive swag you could pick up if you were going to get there early enough, such as the purple Zergling Baneling. Well, Blizzard also had a panel on Thursday at SDCC where they revealed some never-before-seen licensed products. Now, first off, Sideshow Collectibles. They revealed 3 new figures. Statues, really. Now, the first one is a statue of Kerrigan, Queen of Blades. They're currently working on 2 different versions. They're being considered right now. So they have the traditional Infested Queen of Blades and the Primal Kerrigan from Heart of the Swarm. Now, she's on the same scale as the recently released Arthas statue. Pretty damn big at like 19 inches tall. Also announced is a new 1/6 scale Raynor statue, which looks really, really detailed in his Terran suit, and it has light mechanisms and LEDs articulating the afterburner effects on his pack. It looks freaking insane, and pre-orders will be starting soon. Now, the third statue revealed is even bigger than these other 2, alright? It's their biggest statue to date. It is Deathwing. Now, no details were given on the size of the thing at this point, but you can expect you will need a lot of room on your shelf if you want to display this bad boy. Now, already revealed Diablo statue was also shown off with its current progress, including the LED eyes that glow like the fires of hell. The statue will start shipping in November. Next up, Funko revealed their new line of Blizzard-themed vinyl figures. The Shadow Illidan is being available at the show in limited quantity exclusive. Not too much info was given about it, but based on the picture, it also looks like we're going to have a Raynor figure, a Lich King figure, and a Tyrael figure. Inside Editions was also showing off some stuff. They had a new WoW and Diablo III themed stationery and poster books, as well as they were showing off some more of the Book of Tyrael, which is releasing in October. We've talked about that on the show before. Probably the most unexpected product revealed was a new World of Warcraft themed children's book written by Chris Metzen and illustrated by Wei Wong. Now, the book is titled Snowfight. It looks to involve like little kids, sort of chibi versions of King Varian, Thrall, and the Lich King. The book is set to premiere at BlizzCon this year. And last but not least was the reveal of a new Diablo action figure created by NECA, N-E-C-A. Now, just this picture was released. No other information right now, but it looks pretty cool. Now, all in all, this is some really cool Blizzard stuff coming out. And some of it, like the statues, are sure to be pretty expensive. You know, you're probably talking like the $350 to $500 range. Some are a bit more reasonable. The Funko vinyl figures probably more be at like 20 bucks a pop. But if you're a collector, you know, this year you might want to set aside a few bucks more than normal just to get all these awesome pieces. Let's talk World of Warcraft.
Here's the beef.
So Blizzard recently released cosmetic armor pieces in the pet mount store. Now, we talked about this last week. It was in the bitch session. We were talking about it. So we knew these vanity items were coming. We just didn't realize how soon. So already 3 helmets that you can transmogrify in your character are for sale at 15 bucks a pop. Now, they're the Crown of Eternal Winter, the Jewel of the Fire Lord, and Hood of Hungering Darkness. Now, like I said, we talked about this on the bitch session, and as I said, these are just vanity items. They aren't going to affect your gameplay. Now, a lot of people have been complaining that 15 bucks seems a bit much. Maybe they should be more around 5 bucks, but you know, this is simple economics. It's all supply and demand. Granted, the supply is unending, but if people are willing to pay 15 bucks, they're going to charge 15 bucks. You know, you just do the calculation. You know, if they dropped it to 5 bucks, would they actually sell 3 times more? I'm guessing they probably figured they wouldn't. But who knows? Maybe you pay 15 bucks now, and down the line, maybe they'll drop the price for those people who want to buy in at a lower rate. We'll have to see. Also, right now, available on patch 5.4 PTR is Proving Grounds. Now, this is a new challenge system. We've mentioned it in the past. It's meant to teach players how to play their role in dungeons and raids. Now, there are separate challenges for tanks, DPS, and healers. So tanks, first off, will be tasked with protecting an NPC from oncoming waves of enemies, with a friendly NPC will assist you by like healing you, damaging the enemy, stuff like that. Now, if you're a DPS, Your job will be to do as much damage as you possibly can while you're handling various mechanisms such as like interrupting heals, chasing down a runner, timing cooldowns, not standing in the fire, stuff like that. Finally, healers will have 4 NPCs that will be tasked with keeping alive. Now there are 4 different modes in the Proving Grounds: Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Endless. The longer you survive in Endless, the higher your score, and there will be a system that will track your progress so you can go brag to your guild and your friends. To start Proving Grounds, you'll have to go find the NPC that is located at the White Tiger Temple in Kunlai Summit, and once inside, your gear is going to scale to 463, just like the challenge modes. It's a pretty cool new feature in patch 5.4, and we're really hoping all those people that go into looking for raid will start using this, because frankly, you need it badly. StarCraft 2.
You want a piece of me, boy?
So Season 2 of WCS is in full swing. Korea just finished up the round of 16 and is going to head into the round of 8. Now there were no real huge upsets at this point. I mean, Bomber was able to beat Innovation, who is last season's champion, but Innovation is still advancing because he beat out Flash. Now, of interesting note, Innovation will be playing Sulky in the quarterfinals, which is a rematch from last season's Korean WCS finals. Now in that one, Sulky came back from a 3-0 deficit to win 4-3. Do you think Innovation will get his revenge? Let us know in the show notes. It'd be good to hear from you. Now, WCS Europe is beginning their round of 16 soon, and we also had a few upsets in their round of 32. Of note, Damaga, TLO, Baby Knight, and 4GG all failed to advance, so already 4 of last season's top 8 are out even before the round of 16 begins. WCS America has started their round of 32, and already there are a handful of upsets. Nesty is already out, going 0-2 with Jim and Ryung advancing. Last season's WCS America champion Hero fails to advance as Scarlet knocks him out. And we have our first American player in the round of 16 as Minigun was able to beat out South Korean Apocalypse in order to move forward. Now, we announced this a while back that the NASL will be taking over from MLG in the WCS America, so many acronyms here, and that beginning with the round of 16, you can go watch the round of 16 live August 5th through 8th in the lower level Yankee Doodles in Santa Monica. All right, now the competition will begin at 3 p.m. each day, admission is free, and Day 9 will be broadcasting his Day 9 daily live from the venue after the matches. So if you live in Santa Monica area, definitely worth heading over and checking that one out. I know we're all going to be jealous here in Kansas City. So let's talk Diablo III.
Stay a while and listen.
So we want to know, have you already pre-ordered Diablo 3 for PS3 or Xbox 360? Maybe from Amazon or GameStop? If you did, maybe you noticed you were getting it for about $10 cheaper than that, standard $60 price point. Also, you can take advantage of this deal if you pre-order before July 26th. So if you want Diablo 3 for console at $50 instead of $60, now is the time to get on it before that price is going to go up. Alright, it's all for Diablo 3 right now, until the bitch session, that is. For now, let's talk about Hearthstone.
Pull up a chair by the heart.
So recently our Hearthstone news has been a bit dry last couple weeks. Now of course there's the weekly blog post from the team. Now last week they released some songs from the soundtrack. This week the Blizzard employees talk about their favorite cards. But that's not answering the question on everyone's mind, which is, where is the beta? It's summer. Granted, it's still kind of middle of summer at this point, and anyone that thought the beta would hit the first day of summer is kind of a fool. But weeks ago, a bunch of press and fan sites got to go to Blizzard to check out Hearthstone, and everyone said the game is really polished and seemed ready for beta, and we fully expect to see it in the next couple weeks. Been a couple weeks, still no beta. Now we believe, and this is just our opinion, there are 3 factors right now that could be holding back the beta. The first is the Battle.net desktop client, which is currently in closed beta. Now, Hearthstone will be available on that desktop client, so if there are any problems with it, that could be holding it back. However, more and more people are getting access to it, so we really, we think that's good news. We could be seeing Hearthstone beta fairly soon. Now, the other 2 major factors are the Forge and how the gold works in the game. Now, Forge is basically their tournament structure. Think of it as sort of like a draft in Magic the Gathering. You open a pack, grab a card from it, and pass the pack to the person next to you, who grabs the next card they're choosing, so on and so forth. You build your deck that way, and then you take that deck and play against other people in your card pool to see who built the better deck. Now, when fan sites were at Blizzard, the Forge wasn't available, and developers said they were reworking how that whole system functioned. Now, another thing they were working on is how gold currency would work, figuring out how much gold you get for what, whether it's from daily quests, winning matches, or just playing matches. There's a lot of math and balancing to figure out, so it's not too much of a grind, but it keeps it at a good pace to keep incite you to keep playing and lay down a few real-world dollars to purchase cards to speed up the process. So we've yet to see any blog posts on either of these subjects, so it's safe to say the beta is still, a bit out of the way, but hopefully it's still close. Now, unless something really bad happens, we would imagine Blizzard will still hit their summer date for a closed beta. We're really hoping sometime in August, before August, during August, that we'll get that beta. Now, so for those getting tired of waiting for the beta, hold tight, be patient. It's still summer right now, and we still think Blizzard's on track to meet what they said back at PAX East. Beta in the summer, game released by the end of the year. Now it's time for a bit of an unconventional bitch session, more of an un-bitch session. Here we go. So we want to talk a little bit about Diablo III, the community, the communication. Now this is not so much of a bitch session, as I said. We've talked in the past about, Diablo III fans or players and how they're basically a whole bunch of bitches that have nothing else to play and are really mad that it's been over a year and apparently to them the game still sucks. I don't get it. We've kicked that horse. It's been dead a long time. We've beaten the shit out of it. We're moving on, all right? So still, it keeps going, all right? One minute the community is angry that Blizzard is too quiet. They're not talking enough to the community. And then when Blizzard opens up, they're complaining that they're talking instead of working on the game. Now, last week, TwizCast held their Diablo III interview, and Twiz said it's the worst chat room he's seen in his life, all right? It was absolutely ridiculous. It was, the anger and fervor of the internet at its worst. But we've come to realize that's the way the Diablo III community is. We're not going to fix it, so we're not going to bitch about it again. Let's focus instead on the Diablo III community team, what they've been doing lately, and how much we absolutely appreciate them, and you should too. Now, JR met Lilira and Vayflare on his trip to Blizzard, and they were absolutely fantastic in person. They were also in the interview chat room, fielding questions, and being great soldiers. They were answering people with respect, even though no respect was given to them. Now, these are two people that they're just seriously passionate about the community and doing everything they can to help out. Now, they're not developers, all right? So when you complain about them talking to people, that's their job. Their job is not to build the game. Their job is to manage the community. It's to talk to players, get feedback, take it to developers, and schedule interviews and whatnot. Now, none of this takes away from fixing the game. Instead, it gives the community some sort of behind-the-scenes look at the thought process of what's going into Diablo III. Now, despite what you may think about the game, and how you're not able to let go what happened 15 months ago, that it didn't meet your unreasonable expectations, sit back and at least appreciate what these individuals have been doing for the community. They work a lot of hours in an attempt to make the community better and give people insight on various things and celebrating the awesome things that have been done, such as, Diablo III statues and costumes, because these people are fans of the game, all right? And they want those things to be celebrated. Now, one thing we really want to point out, Diablo III community team is up for an award for Best Community Management Team in the Dragon Slayer Awards at DragonCon next month. Also, Vayflare is up for Community Manager of the Year at those very same awards. So please consider all the shit that this team has to put up with this whole last year, and they're still passionate. They're still answering people. They're still respectful, and they're pushing forward with initiatives like, wanting to have an open discussion with the community about the game and take your feedback and try to make Diablo III better. This isn't a company that just puts out a game and walks away and says, we're done. They keep working. And that community team keeps working with you in the face of absolute assholes out there on the internet. So consider all that. Go vote for them. They really deserve it. We're going to have a link to go vote for them in the show notes below. That does it for our sort of un-bitch session, basically just talking about how awesome the Diablo III community team is. And of course, you can check me out on the internet. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. I'm a Goodreads author. Please subscribe and listen to TwizCast, our official podcast, and check out BlizzPro.com. All the news, reviews, interviews, everything you need to know about Blizzard games. Stay beardy, my friends.